Moving on to a 2:30 matchup. We have an SEC game in week 2 here, gentlemen. Quinn, I know you had mentioned that earlier, but it's a 2:30 matchup. Ole Miss and Kentucky. Ole Miss comes as a 10.5 point favorite with an 83% chance to win the game, according to ESPN. It is at Kentucky in the first SEC matchup of the year. Chase.
Wow. I'm glad you came to me first. I'm surprised we're not talking maybe Austin Peay, Georgia. That might be a more interesting game. Ole Miss just waxes here, and I think absolutely waxes Kentucky. Um, Texas A&M job opened up, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, keep Mark Stoops away. We can't let Mark Stoops leave Kentucky. We can't leave Lexington, please." And that was probably good for Texas A&M. Mark Stoops is probably, and which is it's not saying much, but it's probably on the downslope of his coaching career at Kentucky. The highs are going to be an 8, 9, 10 win team, and the lows are going to be a 3, 4 win team. A first week Toledo was a good team last year. Don't get me wrong, they were a good team, solid bowl team. They won the game in like was it 6 overtimes or like 3 overtimes? It was a lot of overtimes. It was a great game to watch if you didn't watch it. Beat Pittsburgh, but winning by 8 in week 1 at home to Toledo is just you're not showing me much. And you got this kid from Penn State, and I know the last Penn State transfer quarterback kind of worked out for you with Will Levis, but at the same point, like I don't know, or maybe that might be the wrong guy. No, it's Calzada. My bad, wrong team. Calzada, who that's actually even worse because you're talking about Texas A&M, Auburn, Incarnate Word, and then now at Kentucky, 7th-year kid. Yeah, give me Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. They always have something. They're going to be a really good team, and I think Ole Miss is everybody's like, oh, Ole Miss lost a lot, and I think they did last year, but I think they reload pretty well on the offensive side of the ball. I got the Rebels.
Yeah, guys, when you think of SEC football, don't you think of Ole Miss versus Kentucky?
Yeah.
What a season opener, right? First, I want to say I will not accept Mark Stoops slander on this show.
All right.
Kentucky historically is the worst, not Vandy. Kentucky is the worst SEC team all time. So the fact that this man consistently gets them to bowl games is a miracle, and that should never go understated. All right. That being said, this game will go one of two ways. Either Ole Miss wins by 35 plus points, or Kentucky still has hope in their first SEC game, and they somehow find a way to hold a team that's way better than them to like a 3 point victory. I'm
Yeah.
leaning that route. Ole Miss is going to win the game, but I think it's going to be stupid close, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh no, is Ole Miss terrible and is Kentucky good?" No, Ole Miss is like slightly above average, and Kentucky's still bad. It's just week 1, and Kentucky's playing way out of their mind. That's what I think we're going to get out of this game, but give me the Rebels to win close.
Ole Miss in week 1 had 695 yards of total offense, led the FBS in week 1 in total offense. Calzada had 83 passing yards. 83 passing yards. And you can tell me, oh, what's Toledo? Chase, just like you said, Toledo was really good last year. 83 passing yards. Brother, that's bad. I'm bad. And man, I think this might be a slaughter fest. I mean, I've got Ole Miss winning this game. I think now here's the thing. Kentucky at home is dangerous for one game a year, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you think Georgia a couple of years ago, they didn't win, but they should have won the game. And every single year they're dangerous at home against one team. That is not this one. Ole Miss is going to win by 50 points probably. Like this is not 10.5 is the spread here. Brother, that was the spread for Kentucky and Toledo. I'm laying the 10.5 and I'm putting my house on it. I don't even think it's freaking close. I'm not actually doing that. Okay, that's a little absurd. I will admit, but I think there's just no shot. There's no shot that Kentucky can get it done.
Hey, Sturdy, they have a hotline for you, okay? But let me tell you this.
Bob.
All right. Here's what I'll say. We just got done talking about the Kentucky of the Big Ten and Iowa. Kentucky is the Iowa of the SEC. They're going to win ugly against nobodies, and then they're going to lose close against good teams because of the way they play football.
It makes over guess. You over like compensate. You're like, man, they just played Georgia really well. Maybe Georgia's not the team we thought they were. And then it's like, oh, dude, Kentucky just lost to Grambling State by what? And it's just how it is. So